I came into contact with somebody from one of the big four, ended up becoming kind of a mentor to me. He's now a member of our club.
Man, when I first saw my first Hell's Angel standing there, I was like, that's what I want to be, man.
If you're running a three-piece, just like you know, it is truly an outlaw standard. Doesn't make you a one percenter, but it makes you an outlaw.
This is what I believe in, you know, and it was awesome to see that my brothers believed in me.
It's the wolf leading the sheep, man. You know, the sheep need to open their eyes because they're about to walk off the cliff where the whole other pack of wolves are at the bottom.
If you were getting your lunch money taken before you put them rags on, if they catch you by yourself, they're going to take your lunch money again.
I try to be around the guys and hang out with them as much as possible and get to know them, because that's really what it's about.
The Hells Angels are being arraigned.
One man was stabbed in the chest, another was knocked out, who faced criminal charges, including charges of hate crimes as well as gang allegations. One defendant faces an attempted murder charge, so this certainly appears to be a widespread investigation.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a ton of things to talk about. We're going to talk about the two kids that got arrested for trying to firebomb Harley's shop. We're going to talk about all the people that died in Connecticut from freezing to death and homelessness. We're going to talk about Bike Week and a crazy situation that already unfolded down there. So before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chattin with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. Make sure you check out Patreon. There's a lot of exclusive content. I'm telling you, it's about to get crazy. We got a lot of videos coming for you guys. We're going to talk about the Gottis today. The trailer park of the mafia. Yep. We're talking about the Gottis today. We're going to talk about Louis Casman. Louis, the dirtbag Casman. The guy that wore a wire to John Gotti's funeral. Like, why would you wear a wire to someone's fucking funeral? Because you're a dirtbag. And then he goes around saying that he's the illegitimate son of... He's the adopted son of John Gotti. Total scumbag. Piece of shit. And then you got John Gotti's grandson. Well, they say he's not his grandson, but he is. I mean, he's half, right? He is begging the court not to send him to prison. He said he'll give up a kidney. He's willing to give up one of his body parts not to go to prison for 40 months for COVID fraud. We're going to talk about that. We got a ton of things. Before we get started, hit the like button. And I appreciate all you guys. Let me give a couple shout outs before we get started. Comments make you angry. How you doing? Thank you for joining me today. CMC, what's good? Ginger Biker's in the house. Jason, how are you? Lisa, what's good, my friend? Pepper, how are you? Shout out to British Columbia, Canada. Al Rose is in the house. Thank you guys all for joining me. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin with Staxx, or you can send money to Venmo, PayPal, Super Stickers, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. And I appreciate every single dollar that comes through the show. We're going to be kicking the hornet's nest coming up this week. And I have a picture of the kids that did this to Harley's shop. I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But the first story we're going to talk about is this old woman. She is known for having a Betty Boop or Betty Bop, whatever the hell you want to call it, motorcycle. She has a Betty Bop, Betty Boop themed motorcycle. And she goes to Bike Week. It's been a long time. She's 80 years old, right? So the first roar of the engines had barely started settling over on Main Street when a cartoon queen of jazz age found herself waved to the curb. As Daytona Beach's Bike Week officially kicked off in Daytona Beach, thousands of riders have poured into town for the annual celebration of chrome and horsepower. Among them, Sparky Betty Bop, 80 years old, Barbara Spurlock from nearby Ormond Beach, perched proudly on top of her custom Betty Bop themed motorcycle. Moments later, she was being pulled over. Perlock had been revving her engine along Main Street, drawing smiles, camera phones, and applause from early crowds. Her bike painted in bold red, black, with the iconic flappers, eyes wide, and signature curls. Was as much as rolling art as much as it is transportation. But the engine thundered. Daytona Beach Police Department officer stepped forward, signaling her to ease off the throttle and guide the bike onto the side of the road. The stop was brief and, by all appearances, procedural, but it marked the unmistakable tone of opening hours of Bike Week 2026. Celebration, yes. Free for all, no. So it doesn't matter if you're 80 years old. You are not going to be revving your engines. The police quickly put an end to that shit. I'm surprised Chitwood didn't come out of the fucking bushes and tackle her. So Bike Week, running through Sunday, March 8th, transforms Daytona into the surrounding Volusia County coastline into a rolling carnival of motorcycles. Riders from across the country descend on the beachside roads, bar-lined corridors, and vendor villages that spring up almost overnight. From high-performance sport bikes to the hand-built choppers, machines reflect decades of motorcycle culture. But it's the personalities that truly define the rallies. A few stood out more vividly than Perlock's. Clad in Betty Boop flair, she's known locally as Sparky. She's a familiar sight during the rally season. At 80 years old, she rides not for the shock value, but for the joy and enduring reminder that the spirit of the open road doesn't have an age. Still, Main Street during Bike Week is no ordinary stretch of pavement. It's a policing party. City officials have long walked a tiptoe between welcoming economic boost and the rally provides, and maintaining order amid swelling crowds with increasing patrols, traffic enforcement, and crowd monitoring. Officers make their presence known early. And you guys know, every time you put your foot down on a motorcycle at any of these rallies, the police will be right there. And I don't know why they do this every single year, but they go to the media and they say, oh, these biker clubs are coming. They call them biker gangs. They say biker gangs are coming to the community. They try to scare people to the presence of motorcycle clubs. And it's very, very odd because the motorcycle clubs are the people that are going to be eating at their restaurants or buying drinks at the bars. So why do they want to scare the people into like, it's just very, very odd that they hit up the media, right? And they want them to spread the word that these clubs are coming to town and it's going to be crazy and lock your doors and shit. It's just very, very odd. For Perlock, the stop may have been frustrating. She wasn't too happy about being waved off, but it underscores the broader reality. Even icons, animated or otherwise, are subject to local noise ordinances and traffic rules. Like, you cannot rev your engine. It doesn't matter who you are. That's like a no-go deal down there. The brief interruption didn't dim the rally's opening day's energy. Engines continued to rumble. Music spilled open from the bars, open doors. Vendors hawked patches, leather, and cold drinks under Florida's bright sky. So Bike Week has been going on. I think this is the 85th year. So what? It started when she was 5 years old. There's something more poetic about this image. An 80-year-old woman dressed in the likeness of the 1930s cartoon Flapper, astride of themed motorcycles, pulled aside one of America's most storied biker gatherings. It captures the duality of Bike Week. Rebellion wrapped as the 2026 rally unfolds through March 8th. And hopefully it's a safe rally and nothing crazy happens. But you guys know little scuffles happen every year. They don't always make the news, but people always get arrested. There's always motorcycle accidents. You guys remember what happened? This didn't happen at Bike Week, but Biketoberfest, where Cycle Drag videotaped the man driving away drunk on his bike, and he ended up crashing and dying, hurting two people. He crashed, he died. I interviewed someone who knew the guy. He ended up dying, the person I interviewed. Very sad situation. But this rally goes through March 8th. Bikers, they will fly in and fill every corner of Daytona Beach and neighboring communities. There will be burnouts. There will be beach rides, concerts and contests, reunions, and first-timers. And somewhere in the area of chrome and leather, Sparky Betty Boop, or Betty Bop, will likely be riding again. Engine revved, spirit unshaken. Because if Bike Week is about anything, it's about showing up and standing out and riding on. So what do you guys think? She got pulled over because she was revving her Betty Boop. It's Betty Bop, right? Betty Bop engine. Betty Bop themed motorcycle. Right? Go leave on vacation, come home on probation. That's usually what it is, man. Staxx, I'm back. Windsor, Ontario, Canada is in the house. Shout out to Tim O'Brien. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you coming in and watching the show. I got the best subscribers out there, really do. Scrap Iron, shout out to you, man. Warland, how you been? Good morning. Ginger Biker. So, this guy, he is an absolute disgusting individual. This is Louis Casman. Apparently, he has been arrested for domestic abuse, right? He got into a little domestic, and he allegedly hit either an EMS worker or a police officer, right? Battery on a specified personnel. So his bond is 0. This is down in Florida. This happened. I don't have the whole details to the case, but when I do get them, I will let you know exactly what the hell is going on with this loser. But he is a despicable person. He wore a wire at John Gotti's funeral. He went with John Gotti Jr. to pick up the body, right? And he had a wire on the whole fucking time. This guy, and he gets arrested all the time too. He's been arrested a bunch of times for fraud and all kinds of shit. And he's just a real dirtbag. Now, let's go over to the trailer park of the mafia. Let's roll into the trailer park. John Gotti's grandson. He's in a world of shit. He said, "No, judge, I'll give you my kidney." Carmine Agnello. In a final desperate bid to avoid prison, the grandson of late Gambino boss John Gotti is asking federal judge for mercy, offering up his kidney as proof he deserves it. Man, they're going to laugh in his fucking face. They're going to say, "Get the hell out of here. Go to prison. Shut up." Carmine G. Agnello, Gotti's the grandson of notorious mob patriarch, dubbed the Teflon Don, has petitioned the court to spare him from the recommended 33 to 41 month federal prison sentence in the COVID-19 relief fraud case. His argument is he's a compatible kidney donor for a close relative suffering from a series of kidney diseases, and incarceration could jeopardize the life-saving transplant. I don't think they give a shit. They're not going to show mercy on this guy. The extraordinary request has infected emotion into the otherwise routine white-collar sentencing proceeding, drawing attention not only because of the family name, but because of the unusual nature of the appeal. So federal prosecutors say Agnello fraudulently obtained pandemic relief funds through programs designed to keep struggling small businesses afloat during the height of the COVID-19 lockdowns. According to court filings, he misrepresented financial information to secure government-backed loans intended to stabilize the economy during the unprecedented lockdowns. This case is one of hundreds brought nationwide after billions in emergency relief funds were rapidly distributed throughout programs such as Paycheck Protection Program and Economic Injury Disaster Loans. Investigators allege Agnello's conduct diverted money from businesses that legitimately needed assistance during this time of crisis. While the dollar amount involved in this case was not revealed, some of the largest COVID fraud prosecution sentencing guidelines still call for significant prison term based on the scope of the deception and the federal loss calculations. How come they don't have a number on this case? Like, they don't have a number of the amount that he took? So in a sentencing memorandum, defense attorneys argue that imprisonment would not only punish Agnello, he should be fucking punished if he did the fucking crime, right? But potentially endanger the life of a relative who depends on him as medically viable donor. They contend the undergoing transplant surgery while navigating federal incarceration logistics could be medically complex and even impossible within the time frame required. The filing emphasizes Agnello's family's responsibilities and portrays the kidney donation as evidence of rehabilitation and character. These people are out of their mind. A tangible act of sacrifice. Inconsistent, one lawyer argued, with the image of a hardened fraudster. Prosecutors, however, maintain the sentencing must reflect accountability. COVID relief fraud has been described by federal authorities as one of the largest financial crime waves in U.S. history, siphoning billions from emergency programs meant to stabilize communities during the global pandemic. This case carries weight of the surname synonymous with organized crime, John Gotti, who led the Gambino crime family until his conviction in 1992. He died in federal prison in 2002. Damn, he spent only 10 years in prison. His legacy remains one of the most recognizable in American mafia history, the symbol of a brazen courtroom theatrics, relentless federal prosecution. Agnello's legal troubles are unrelated to the traditional organized crime activity, yet the public's fascination persists. The Gotti's name has long been intertwined with headlines about racketeering, trials, prison sentences, and now, decades later, it resurfaces in a very different complex: pandemic fraud, in a plea rooted not in denial, but in medical necessity. What do you guys think? Should he fucking be able to give up his kidney for his relative and stay out of prison? I think this is outrageous that he would even bring this to the court. They're gonna tell him to fuck off. The judge presiding over the case must weigh in multiple factors: the seriousness of the offense, the need for deference, Agnello's criminal history, extraordinary humanitarian claim presented by the defense. Federal court are not unfamiliar with arguments based on family hardships or medical considerations, but offering organ donation as a mitigating factor places this case in rare territory. Legal experts notes that while compassion can influence sentencing, it does not erase the underlying offense. I don't think this shit's going to work, to tell you the truth. At its core, the question before the court is stark. Should an act of potential life-saving generosity offset the crime that exploited the national emergency? For the Gotti grandson, the stakes are not only measured in months behind bars, but in the ticking clock of the relatives awaiting transplant. How come they can't just delay the trial, take his kidney out, give it to him, and then he goes to prison? Whether the sacrifice will be enough to sway the court remains to be seen. And I'll let you guys know what happens. You guys, this is the guy. He turned into this guy. But I'll let you guys know what happened when it all unfolds and we find out exactly what happened. So, who else we got in the building? Shout out to North Carolina. Tell your mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, neighbors, boyfriends, girlfriends. See ya. MCFS. How you doing? Thank you for joining me today. What do you guys think? You think he's going to get out? Oh, Ginger Biker says, hell no. They ain't going to let him out for that. Fucking dude's out of his mind. So, Ray Liotta's daughter accepted a Hall of Fame on the boardwalk over in Hollywood for her late father. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta. It's been a while since he passed away. It's pretty crazy that he passed away. He was a great actor, one of the best. So this is a wild story. Connecticut. Last year, 197 people died in Connecticut while experiencing homelessness. Their deaths unfolding in tents, cars, sidewalks, front porches, in hospitals across the state. 9 died from hypothermia, 15 died from S, 12 died from vehicles that they lived in or being hit by other vehicles, while others died from chronic health conditions, from OD, or other substance-related tragedies. Each loss is a story cut short. Only 3 of them lived long enough to reach the state's average life expectancy. And that's pretty sad. And people are passing away like at a pretty fast rate. Like, damn, 197 in a year. That's a lot of people. It like really is. So I got another case to tell you guys about, and this is one of them. Let me see here. A man is sentenced for intoxication manslaughter in the death of a motorcyclist. A man was sentenced in court on Thursday after being found guilty of intoxicated manslaughter after his vehicle resulted in the death of a motorcyclist. The incident occurred around 10:40 p.m., November 23rd, 2022. When an autocyclist crash was reported at the intersection of McPherson Road and East Saunders Street. Caller said that the vehicle involved was a 2003 Jeep Cherokee and a motorcycle. Responding officers from the Laredo Police Department observed a man unresponsive in the street who was being rendered aid by the Laredo Police or Fire Department and paramedics. The man was identified as Carlos Garza, who was transported in critical condition to the Laredo Medical Center, where he died from his injuries sustained in the crash. The suspect in the case, Jose Ramos, he failed a standard field sobriety test and refused to provide a breath specimen. But consented to provide a urine specimen, I guess. The judge said he presided over the 6-day trial. The jury returned a guilty verdict after 2 hours of deliberation. After another hour of deliberation for the punishment phase, the jury assisted in punishment for 6 years to be served in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Correctional Institution Division, along with a $10,000 fine. You guys know they usually don't impose fines, but in this case, they did. Ramos was represented by his attorney, Silverino Martinez. So he will be in prison for the next 6 years. Don't drink and drive, because it affects a lot of people. Were the teens Christian Satans? I'm going to show you a picture of the people that did that to Harley shop. I have a picture of them. We're going to talk about that in a second. So 2 alleged gang members were federally indicted in a shooting that happened at the LDS Meeting House, or the church. This is in Salt Lake City. 2 alleged Torgan Crip gang members have been federally indicted in connection with a deadly shooting at the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints Meeting House in Salt Lake City. Here, matter of fact, I got a video I'm going to play you guys. So I got to read the whole shit. Let's get to it.
Here at 6, 2 men are facing gun charges after a shooting in the parking lot of a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints meeting house. It happened in January.
That shooting left 2 people dead. We covered it closely here on ABC4. Now investigators are accusing 2 men of gun crimes. Officials say Ryan Tutai and Feneva Maka are alleged members of a Tongan Crip gang. Tutai has already been arrested on obstruction of justice charges. We're keeping a close eye on this story. We will have more updates for you tonight on ABC4 News at 10 o'clock. And
so they have been indicted. So let's see here. How many people in the chat are going to Bike Week? I wish I could go, but got other shit to do. I will be at a couple rallies this year, though. 100%. I will be at some rallies. I got some invites from some pretty cool people invited me to go. So I will be there. And this is the 85th annual bike week. So damn, this bike week started when that woman was 5 years old. She's 80 years old riding her bike. It's pretty wild to think about it. So the reason we're here, right, is the situation that happened over at Harley's shop. If you guys don't know, there's been a series of events that happened over there at Harley's shop, which resulted in him having to put this steel plating on his shop, turning it into a fortress, basically. And the people have been caught. And people were talking about it's a biker war. It's the Hells Angels that did this. Always avoided biker events. Wasn't for sure I could control myself. I mean, if that's the case. Well, I got a picture of these two individuals that did this, and I'm going to show it to you now. So make sure you share this video, hit the like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and all that good shit. So these are the two individuals that they are being held responsible for the alleged attempted arson at Harley G's shop. These two fuckers, downtown Oshawa neighborhood, rocked again with teens charged after arson attempt. Now, they were charged a while back, right? But I think that the charges didn't go through. Like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. But people are talking shit in the comments saying, oh, is Harley pressing charges? No, it doesn't work like that in Canada. The state picks it up. The state is picking this up. Obviously, they've been watching that place, right? So, oh, shit. Two teenagers are now facing more than a dozen charges after an attempted arson at a business in downtown Oshawa early Thursday morning. Durham police responded to an armed person call at the shop on Simcoe Street and Bruce Street after 4 a.m. Police did not release the address of the business, but the intersection is also located, the location of Harley G's clothing, which has been the victim of a shooting and a fire in recent weeks, potentially related to friction between rival motorcycle gangs, they say. I mean, it's crazy that they would even say that. Police learned that two male suspects arrived at the location in a black Honda and approached the storefront. One suspect used a hammer and broke the front glass door, while the second suspect, armed with it, tried to ignite an incendiary device. A short time later, officers located and arrested both suspects near Ritson Road and King Street. A 16-year-old boy from Scugog and a 16-year-old boy from Toronto were both charged with arson, possession of incendiary material, disguised with intent, possession of stolen property over $5,000. Now, these two kids that they caught had open arrest warrants for their arrest when they got caught. So, the Scugog youth was also charged with obstructing police. Both teens were charged with several breach of sentencing orders. Both suspects were wanted on outstanding warrants by several police services at the time of their arrests. Police were called to 95 Simcoe Street South on February 15th. For fire deemed suspicious, and bullet holes were observed in the front window of Harley G's a few days before. It's unknown if these incidents are related to the Thursday's arson attempt. So, what do you guys think? You think they crossed over the border and did this shit? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So I want to give a shout out to Corey Goslin. He has a Facebook channel. Make sure you guys go check him out. The pivotal government, you said. STMC, how you doing? Comments make you angry. What's good? There's the link for this dude's Facebook. Make sure you guys go check him out. I'm about to play a video of his. I will be at Sturgis, Myrtle Beach, possibly Laconia. I'll be at Laconia. This year I will be at Laconia. Jamie, what's good? Avoided biker events. How you doing, man? The Copes. Jay 2 times. How you doing? So make sure you guys go subscribe to Corey Gosling. He covers a lot of this stuff in Oshawa, and I think we're gonna get an interview and talk about what's going on up there, all the craziness. But let's check out his video and go subscribe. There's a link in the description of this video too.
LEDs is well secured now. They got metal panels covering all the windows. Looks like they took down the phone number on the side of the building also. Hopefully this keeps Harley and his boys safe. As I was taking these pictures, 2 guys came out and got my license plate. So I don't know why. Like, I'm on your side, guys. It's just because I'm getting pictures and video of your building doesn't mean I'm against you. Supposedly the people that set fire to Harleys were just grade 11 kids. Either someone paid them to do it or they're just messing around. These kids had lots of charges on their record already and were wanted by many police services. So this is not a biker war, like I said from the start. And like Harley is saying also, it is not a biker war. It's just some kids messing around or people on the internet getting pissed off that this guy's running a good business, running a good club, and making things happen. Hit that like button, follow for more great stories like this one.
So go subscribe to him. But what do you guys think? I think somebody maybe put these kids up to this shit? That's pretty fucked up. But I hear that a lot of wild stuff up there in Canada's going on. Now check this out. This is from a 17-year-old kid. A 17-year-old arrest leads to one of Durham's largest cocaine seizures. A 17-year-old boy is facing charges after an investigation by the Durham Regional Police Service has led to the seizure of 325 kilograms of cocaine inside Toronto's storage facility. Police say this case began with the teen's arrest for possession of cocaine for the purpose of trafficking. The arrest triggered a deeper investigation by the Drug Enforcement Unit, which resulted in the search warrant being executed Monday, February 23rd, 2026, inside the storage unit. Officers say they recovered 325 kilograms of cocaine with an estimated street value of $7 million. Durham police are describing this as one of the largest drug seizures in the service's history. Because the accused is 17, his identity cannot be released under Canadian youth protection laws. Authorities also have not disclosed whether others are involved, how long the investigation has been underway, or whether the drugs originated from. At this scale, 325 kilograms is not a small-time trafficking. The amount suggests organized distribution and a supply chain that reaches far beyond a single individual. Police have indicated that this investigation is ongoing. But this is wild. The 17-year-old leads to this? Fuck, insane. That is wild. Like, fucking leads to that? Like, that's like, what the fuck is going on? Canada's like a frozen Mexico if you know where to go. Street kids. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of craziness going on up there. I'm from Oshawa, and I think some street kids are trying to make a name for themselves and earn their stripes, whatever you want to call it. That's a wild way to do it. Shit. I mean, you could build a whole damn igloo with all that shit, right? That's fucking wild. Insane. But again, so a lot of people are like, damn, are getting hit up by these fake pages, right? With Harley G, fake pages and all this shit. So I put a link in the description of a link tree with all the official pages. And if you get hit up by anything other than that, then it's not real. And as I said before, I interviewed the National Sergeant of Arms for the U.S., and that one's going to be dropping soon. I just have a lot of other content I'm dropping, but that one will be dropping soon. Inch 316, how you doing? What's up, Staxx and chat? I hope all is having a great weekend watching from Hamilton, Ontario. And I'm going to be doing an interview with someone deep-rooted in the Edmonton area. Staxx, it's Donnie's Snowball Gang. Donnie's still going to court for some stuff. And I might be breaking that down in a couple days. So I just dropped the link in the chat. That is the official link. All right. Now, Daytona Beach ramps up security as the 85th annual Bike Week begins. Daytona Beach, Florida, the 85th annual Bike Week is officially underway in Daytona Beach. After an incident where a teen got his throat slashed during Daytona 500, safety is top of the mind for locals and tourists. Typically, officers work around the main Bike Week event area and the speedway, but this year the chief said they'll have a much bigger footprint. Owner of the Main Street Tattoo, Bobby Gotti, said that without the next 10 days, the street wouldn't survive. It's what keeps this place running. We are already getting appointments from just hitting up our Instagram and our Facebook. Just the social media aspect is like, we're pretty booked up with that, he said. The crowds that gather around Main Street haven't historically caused problems, but police have increased patrols after seeing more crime in the recent years. In 2022, a couple was randomly stabbed to death on their way home from Bike Week event. Last year, there was a shootout on State Road 44 between rival motorcycle gangs. We all know that a shootout is on when two people are shooting at each other. I believe that was one guy, right? And he already pled guilty, and he's in prison for it. He got 5 years for that. During the Daytona 500, a teen was injured by a random attacker that slit his throat. We want to make sure that we have resources in place to deter incidents that are not just happening on main venue, the police chief said. Businesses appreciate the extra presence in other parts of the city and promise patrons on Main Street will always be safe. You think the bars and everybody have their staff, and the way we work is that all the other places, they're very staffed up, and they stay very alert, and they are here for safety of everyone, he said. So it should be a safe year. And AAA activities, tow to go program during Bike Week. So AAA has ramped up their resources down there. For the first time, AAA is activating its tow to go program specifically for Daytona Bike Week, with nearly 500,000 motorcyclists and visitors expected to the region. AAA is activating its service to prevent crashes and save lives by keeping impaired drivers off the road. It has announced this in a news release. When you pick up this many motorcycles, trucks, cars, and pedestrians into one area, even a small amount of alcohol can turn a dangerous situation into a deadly one, he said. A spokesman for AAA, the auto club group. Whether you're driving on four wheels or two, if you find yourself without a sober way home during bike week, call AAA. We will both get you and your ride somewhere safe. And that's a pretty cool thing. They will tow your ride and yourself. They'll give you a ride and your motorcycle or car. Alcohol slows reaction time, weakens balance, and makes it harder for riders to stay in control of their motorcycle. And when riders lose control, it puts every driver and rider, pedestrian around them in harm's way. During events like Bike Week, some riders may feel pressure to ride impaired simply because they don't want to leave their motorcycle behind. Tow to Go is intended to eliminate those reasons. Drivers that are in an unsafe state to ride can call Tow to Go and have AAA will take them and their bike to a safe location, according to the news release. Tow to Go Bike Week operating details will be available on February 27th. That was yesterday, through March 8th in Daytona Beach and the surrounding areas. The program is available to both AAA members and non-members. So you can do this even if you don't have AAA. They will come get you. The service is call 855-286-9246. Not available by appointment. This is a last resort for safety options only. Service may be limited to rural areas or severe weather. Alternate rides management may be made when needed. So here, I'll put up the numbers so you guys can write it down. If you need this, make sure you use it. Because if you drink and drive, you put everybody else at risk, and you don't want to do that. So this is the number right here. Bam. I'll put the number in the description of this video too. Just try to keep everyone around you safe. If you're going down there to have a good time this weekend, next weekend, all week, make sure you do it responsibly. Some people are embarrassed because they're drinking. They don't want to, leave their bike there. And I get it. You don't want to leave your bike around people you don't know. People are worried that something's going to happen to their bike or something. So I'm putting the link in the description too. If you guys, anyone needs this service, that's pretty cool that they do this. All right, it's in the description of this video. It's called Tow to Go. So if you need that service, just call that number. It's in the description of this video. It's right there on the screen, right there. Hey, Biker News Canada, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. Rebecca, how are you? You guys seen what happened last year at Biketoberfest? That guy ended up driving and unaliving himself. He was in a coma for a while. He ended up passing away, and he hurt two other people. Like, there's no reason for that. TRC, how you doing? Lake St. Martin, First Nation, Manitoba, Canada. First military Harley, that's pretty dope. Those old military Harleys are dope. that you sit on like this with the handlebars. Those are cool as hell. That ruins the fun for everyone. So we have the picture of the TCG. How you doing? So I showed you guys the picture of the two teens that were caught. Wait till you see what I got coming for these fucking guys. You are gonna die laughing. It is hilarious. But thank you guys all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a safe weekend. If you guys like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Staxx. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Stickers, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. Make sure you check out Patreon. I can't stress it enough. That is where the exclusive content is that you can't get anywhere else. And it doesn't cost that much. It's very little. It's as much as a cup of coffee costs these days. Check out Spotify. I'm on a bunch of different platforms, so make sure you check out the content. We're going to keep bringing you the dopest content. And if you got a story you want to tell, just hit up my email at billstax2021@gmail.com or hit me up on Facebook. And I got merch. So if you want to get some merch, make sure you hit me up and let me know what you want. If I was you, I would be mad at me too. Or you could get the Chatting with Staxx hoodie. Don't let your tongue get your teeth knocked out. The dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. And remember, don't be a bitch. You get the trigger warning. This presentation may contain material some participants may find distressing or disturbing. Warning, I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than eat steaks with snakes. Or you could get the tell your mother's brother, sister's friend. Or you could get the start your own fucking podcast. But I appreciate all you guys. Hope you guys have a great, safe weekend. Yeah. That was his sister's caregiver passed away. Rest in peace to Harley's sister's caregiver. Very sad situation. Yeah, that was his sister's caregiver, I believe. But rest in peace to her. Sending prayers out to the family. Have a good weekend. We got a lot of great content on the way. Stay tuned. I got the interview with Mark Valentine, a.k.a. Woo, coming up. I got the rest of Milk's interview. And we got some crazy videos. I can't spill the beans yet, but it's definitely coming very soon. Probably Sunday. But I'll see you guys later. Have a safe weekend. I really appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. And remember, don't be a bitch.